In Ghana, one of the most inspiring women I met was Mary Amo. She's 33 years old, has 3 children, and has been volunteering as a community representative in the town of Anwiam, where she lives. And she was trained by her partner organization, Oxfam, to present her community in negotiating with the Anglo-Gold Ashanti Mining Company. That mining company had been conducting blasting in the area, which had crumbled and destroyed some of the homes in the village. They'd also been dumping wastewater, which was flooding the village. So Mary's negotiations ultimately led to the mining company ceasing these activities. It was interesting because at first when we met her, she came across as shy, but as soon as my colleague Chris Hofstetter started speaking with her and asking her questions about her work, she just opened up, and the strength and the passion about her work just came pouring out. It was really impressive. These are some of the mining operations that we saw while we were in Ghana, and I was really amazed by their scale. Riding in, the roads were really bumpy and sort of beaten up, which I found interesting given all of the money-related activity that was going on with the mining. Here, Chris's video interviewing Che Kwadwo Yamoa, the Natural Resources Program Coordinator for Friends of the Nation, and they're helping coastal communities monitor the environmental impact of the oil industry. We could actually see the oil rigs right off the coast behind Che. The community of Akatacheso lies near a gold mining area which is run by the Anglo-Gold Ashanti Company. Most of the farmers in the community had lost access to their fields and had received inadequate compensation. The mining activity ended up affecting the forest surrounding the village, and it destroyed their water resources as well as their access to the forest products. So villagers are also concerned about the effects of the blasting that will be had on their buildings. In several of the mining communities, I saw buildings that were cracked, or in some cases even totally destroyed. Some of the cracks we saw were so large that you could actually see daylight right through them. In one case, we had heard that someone had been killed when a house collapsed while they were still inside. So in Anwiam, the proposed solution for this was that the mine would blow a whistle when they were about to start blasting, letting people know that they had to leave their houses for safety. People here referred to it as apartheid because they had to actually cross a set of railroad tracks that divided their village from the houses that the people who worked for the mines live in. Women like Joanna Manu are speaking out about these kinds of injustices that the villagers are facing. And recently she was elected as a member of the Western Region District Assembly. She had been trained by Wacom as an activist and originally is from the village of Dumasi. And about 3 years earlier, my colleague Chris had talked with Joanna, who said she had wanted to get involved in politics ultimately and run for office. And it was interesting because now 3 years later, here she was in exactly that position. This was the most inspiring part of my trip because I got to see how people with knowledge were really empowered to make changes on their own. It wasn't about having certain tangible objects that would only last a certain period of time, but that knowledge now exists in these communities and they're able to negotiate on their own.